Didn't know if anybody needed to get gussied up before they started recording. All right, so we're talking through the blogs. It was our first 7 months of trying it out and seeing how it went, and I'm sure we have some feedback from everybody. So why don't we kind of just go around and share a little bit about how it's been, and then together as a group we'll kind of figure out what our direction is with it, because it doesn't seem that it's fitting quite as well. It's better than it was when we had the forum, but I want to get your feedback before we kind of decide the next step. So I'm just going to go around my screen. So Lori, I'll start with you.
So I noticed that I didn't really see anyone that was really reading what I was posting. So it was a little frustrating. And the other thing is that I think all of us that are receiving these right now are really busy because it's the summer and there's workshops going on and, you know, all that jazz. My personal opinion from receiving the blogs from the folks, you know, that the trainer and the coaching that I did, I don't have a lot of time to read those and all the newsletters, and you know, it seems like a lot for myself, and I don't have a really huge busy schedule like everybody else. So I'm wondering if we need to maybe rotate, maybe as a thought. No idea, just throwing it out there to everybody. Maybe rotate out, like everybody takes one once a month, so there's, you know, instead of a blog for every single class. Yeah. And then, you know, so that's my idea.
Okay, cool. So there's the frustration of, feels like you're putting a lot of work into it, but very few people, if anyone, is reading it. And it kind of feels like we're overlapping and it's too many. If I have more than one certification, no way can I read all of them and stay on top of all of them, along with the journal, along with if I have the newsletter, along with all the other pieces.
Right.
So considering maybe compiling into one blog with a shared responsibility rather than 3 or 4 separate blogs.
Yeah, I think it would use everyone's time better too.
Okay.
I think, you know, so.
All right.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your feedback. Leslie, what are you thinking? Leslie does the coach blog. I'm sorry, Lori does the overall internal blog, and then Leslie does the coach blog, just so we're clear on who does what.
Well, I think Lori did a really good summary of probably everything I would have said as well, too. Yeah, I agree with, I have not entered anything in my blog in a really long time. I lost the motivation when there was absolutely no one looking at my.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. So.
And I like Lori's idea of just one. I think we thought there would be more interaction, so it could be more specific, but just one central location may actually bring more energy to it.
Okay. All right. Because then at least we know there'd be 5 people on it, right? So, okay. So that idea of having one blog versus 4 could be a first start. Okay. Liz, what are you thinking?
Well, like Leslie said, I think Lori wrapped it up pretty darn good. I think Leslie also said some comments that she took them right out of my mouth. I have lost total motivation because I haven't seen any feedback, and the little feedback I had was like from very sporadic people where they wanted to post something. So then they lost interest because then they couldn't really interact the same, and because they weren't an author, and yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
So the
like
way
idea. Having one.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I like Lori's idea of having one and then maybe rotating out each author, but I'm not sure who would be looking after the email addresses and who we're adding and that kind of thing, and mine's open and theirs is closed, and yeah.
You're still not getting a lot of traffic, and people are, it sounds like even though they can make comments, which would then be interactive, that's not what people want. They want
they want to post their own thing. They want to post pictures. They want to post success stories. It's their own interest that they want to post, not comment on things that I've posted.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay. So potentially,
I know something that's been, I think people are just used to like a Facebook group or something like that, where the interactions back and forth. And I know that's been suggested in the past, and I don't know if that can be revisited possibly or something like that, but I mean, myself, I'm off Facebook now. So, I mean, everyone has their own interests, and I don't know. I'm not sure where to go.
Okay. So just to sort of recap and make sure I'm capturing it. So the idea of having one that's run by multiple people is appealing so far to everybody. And sharing that responsibility. We would still need one person to kind of own the overall, or to at least own that section of, we have these new certified consultants, let's make sure they get in. We have these new certified coaches, let's make sure. That's my responsibility of it. But then also potentially thinking about the idea of moving away from a blog and moving to more of a shared media like a Facebook, or Instagram isn't really where we want to go because we want more content than just pictures, but where they can post something as well, even if they're not an owner. Is that what you're looking at, Liz, is what the kind of feedback that you've gotten?
Yeah, and then have, an administrative kind of overall who's just really watching what's the content that's being shared. And
if you notice something that someone's posted that doesn't really jibe or seems a little bit unsure of whether or not this is okay content to have as our pack stuff, then we can take it down if we need to. Okay. Thanks. All right. So then Kate's doing the consultant blog. Kate, what are your sort of thoughts? You'll have to. You got it.
Yeah, same thing. Like, I enjoyed the blog. I think I got one comment, and then that was I can keep doing this, and then I didn't get any views, and so that was same as what everyone has said. I agree with doing a common page, so it's more of a central, that's the place I go to for information. I think just having a Facebook page could be limiting, so having a blog website that you can link would be awesome, so your blogs show up. And shared responsibility with the blog would be great, but then maybe whoever is responsible, say if I'm the consultant blogger, then it's my responsibility to comment once a week on somebody else's blog. So that I feel like that would, if other people see me commenting or liking or interacting with that other person's blog, then they're gonna be more apt to participate. You know what I mean? So and then it keeps me active in the conversation without the responsibility of creating a blog every week.
Yeah. Okay. So absolutely. So the idea of possibly not just doing one or the other, a blog or Facebook, so that we can share through Facebook and people can post and do their pieces there.
Yeah.
But then the blog is really I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to click on that link and find more information specific to, and on the blog, if we were to do it one blog, we could have multiple sections. You guys know how it works well enough now that we could have the opening page, and then the blog post could be consultant posts, coach posts, trainer posts, and then pack posts with interaction between them. My responsibility not to create a blog every week, but to at least go in and look at someone else's and make a comment. It somehow gets linked to Facebook so that then people see that
people can see the commenting and the interaction. Like, your interactions probably would happen via Facebook, whereas the blog itself is kind of over here. Because I think when people comment on people aren't commenting on the blog, but I feel like they'd comment on Facebook because there's less pressure, I think. And
yeah. Okay.
And I was just gonna say, like, even making a web page to, like, so you can, like, through Wix it's free, but a web page would be cool where you have the Tipa Snow logo on the top, and then you have just the 3 blocks, so the trainer, the coach, the consultant, and then that
easy
you
link.
can just click, yeah, that takes you right to the blog. Would be, I think, it would make sense in people's minds, like what they're seeing, what their options are. And I mean, I don't know if you want people to have access to all of them, but
well, I mean, yeah, that's a good question. So once we get over 100, I think 100 is the cutoff of you can't have it private anymore, and that's why Liz is public while the others are private. Seeing as none of them are really getting a ton of traffic, I don't know that we really need to worry so much about the privacy of it, as opposed to offering it as more of an enticing piece. If it's connected to Facebook, then the website is there. Just a simple link. And I mean, I can create a Google website pretty easily, and it's free, so that wouldn't be too hard to do.
Yeah.
And then have the 3 links to the different blogs, or 4 links to the different blogs. And then we can leave some of them private if we want to, or we can make them all public, so that if we have a certified learner who goes and clicks and their email isn't added, then they're not completely turned off right away.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. So we have some ideas. So does it sound like we're coming up with, and this kind of goes to everyone, does it sound like we're coming up with a better direction? Does it feel more like what you're hoping to get from doing this experience?
Yeah, I think, well, and I was just going to say, even having, I don't know if we could set for like 3 months, have kind of like super general, but like, okay, this month, or like this quarter, we're going to focus on, and just do a broad thing like dementia-related behaviors. So then within that, like within my position as consultant, I write from that perspective, and then the trainer writes from their perspective of how they would.
Kind of like
so it's broad, but there's some. I know I'm focused on something during that instead of trying to.
I wonder if we'd want to think about trying to match it with the online journal theme for the month.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because Corey and I worked through that with Tipa. So it might be kind of cool to kind of open that up to you guys and say, you know, for this month, because that's 4 of you, so it's about 1 per week. So you'd only have to do 1 a month, which would drastically cut down on the time, hopefully, that you're spending doing it. But then you kind of have an idea of where to go. It's a little overwhelming to try to come up with, what am I going to talk about in my blog this week?
One, because sometimes too, I'm thinking of like, am I looking at this component prematurely? Where because some things you kind of need like before I look at music therapy, I want to kind of look at the brain and what's retained in people with dementia, right? Like, I mean, why does music therapy work? Well, remember when we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if somebody's already kind of thought through that, I wouldn't have to worry about, am I doing that too soon, or I want to kind of connect things. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kate. Leslie?
Yeah, I wanted to ask because when you talked about merging the blogs, I thought I was picturing it as just one blog, but then you said you would click and then go to separate one, so it would be one portal, but then you were still separating out?
So that's a choice that we can then make, and there's no real decision on that yet. Those are just kind of two different ideas. You're right; those are two separate pieces.
Okay.
So the idea that Kate brought up is we could have a website that's central, and then the 4 different blogs would be linked there fairly easily, so that there's an easier way for people to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
The other option would be we could still do a website, but we'd have one link, one blog, and we'd compile the 4 blogs into one blog that would have 4 separate sections on it. That may get a little bit messy, and if we think that this idea of linking it to Facebook would increase the foot traffic, I don't know if there's a value to keeping them separate or trying to put it all in one. So it's 2 separate options right now, and I really don't have a stock in which one we do. What are you guys thinking?
I have an idea or a thought, and I don't know if it's feasible, but if we all work on the blog together, we combine it, and we're doing the theme for that month, according to the various newsletters and things. Is there a way to link the blogs in the newsletter?
Yeah, we absolutely can do that. The only thing is, it's meant to be something a little bit special for our certified learners.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean we can't put it in there and say, if you're a certified learner, click here. And if somebody is not a certified learner and they click on it, they get in as well. Is that really the worst thing in the world? Sounds like we're not getting a ton of traffic as is. So a few extra people who go in and check it out, probably not the worst thing in the world.
Well, and they may see that the certified learners are receiving this, and it may push them to make that step to become a certified learner.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about having a non-certified learner joining a conversation? Is that going to mess everything up, or there really isn't enough out there right now for it to mess much up? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think it would mess up or crowd the blog at all. I don't know if it necessarily supports kind of the initial purpose of the blog of having a forum for certified learners to collaborate, because then there are people commenting that aren't at the same knowledge level where we would assume conversations can get a little murky.
Right.
Yeah.
The other piece is something that Teepa's sort of tasked a small group of about 7 of our trainers that are working with her to do, is to create these webinars that answer more specific questions for each of the areas. And the blogs would be a great place to start posting those once they're once we've done the webinar. So anybody could join the webinar who's a certified consultant, and then once they're done, we can post it. And again, it's not like other people can't watch it. But I mean, I don't know if we're happy opening them up to kind of more public sphere for now to see if that helps, and then linking it with a Facebook idea of maybe one central Facebook page for certified learners. And maybe that's the invite only piece. I don't know. What are we thinking?
My top preference would be one blog for all certified learners.
Okay.
Dump all your certified learners in one pot.
Okay.
Let them have a conversation.
Okay.
Let them, right. Because, I just don't think the topics are that specific enough, especially in the beginning when you're just trying to pull people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring in the public.
Okay. So start it that way as a public, because obviously we have more than 100 people certified altogether. So we'd have to be public regardless if we use the same site. We could have separate sort of pages within the blog if we start to find that there's too much overlap. And then we could have on the website, I mean, they already have pausapproach.com, which has all of their individualized information and downloads and everything else. So I'm not sure that we really need to separate it out for anything yet. Does anybody feel strongly in the other way that we should keep them separate for any real reason?
Sorry, I hit the buzzer. So sorry, you want to have the. So my vision is that you want to have the website and the blog on the website, or the
it would just be a direct link. Yeah, I mean the website would just serve as like a central location for them to get to the blog, because we don't really have a great way for it to link directly. I guess you could put the link to the blog directly on Facebook as well.
I think if it's a website, though, it shows up like your blog will come as a nice like, look at this. But yeah, I think a central blog would be fine. Like again, I think that like I probably don't. Well, it might become more specific, but I doubt it. Like I haven't been specific enough where I'm like, as a consultant, it's more like general information, just because of the amount of postings and interaction. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it was more like people specifically asking questions, then we might want to create a separate area. But
I wonder I wonder if actually doing it more as one blog with this is a consultant week and this is more about consultants, if that would actually generate more specific conversation about consultants than the consultant blog that's
yeah. And I mean, like some of the stuff too, like if it's just basic, like about using music therapy, but if it's just generally about music therapy, then it's kind of
it's hard
relevant.
To see how that fits. Yeah, how that fits into your specific certificate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or how you could say as a consultant, this is how I would make this connection happen with a music therapist, and maybe other trainers can be like, oh, okay, well, as a trainer, this is, and that's where like every one of us commenting, making one little comment can make it to, like as a trainer, this is our responsibility in implementing music therapy. Whereas yeah,
that sounds a lot more doable too. What are you guys thinking now? Does it sound like we've kind of come to an agreement? We're going to have one blog. We'll create a really simple web page that's kind of the link between, and then we'll see if Corey can set us up, or we can set up. I mean, it's not hard to set up a Facebook. It's attached to her central email that would kind of link with the Teeth of Snow page, but it wouldn't be the same as the Teeth of Snow page because that one's all people.
You're going to put on the pause approach line? Is that where you were putting the buttons?
No, I would make probably just a separate Google web page that's kind of the go-between, but I could include the pause approach. Now it should be on the blog link should be on the pause approach site, but I don't think it is, or at least I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I think the blog link should be on Positive Approach, first of all, and then, we can add the other, right?
Yeah. So we'll put the link to the blog on Pause Approach on the 3 different sites. And then I'll create a new, just sort of basically a landing page for all 4 blogs to kind of meld into one. It'll be a public blog. And then we'll want to create a Facebook page where people can post and comment, and that way we can share blog posts onto the Facebook page, which would get people to click on it, and they can share on Facebook on that page and we'll make sure Corey's sort of keeping an eye and monitoring that so that there's nothing crazy going on there. But that would give the direct link back to the blog page. So I'm not sure if we even need that website page in the middle, sounding like no, if we only have one blog site.
I can't help you there, Amanda. I have no idea how it would technically work. I was like, I can't help you. I'm good.
Okay.
It sounds like we don't. Yeah, to me, it sounds like we don't need it since we're positive approach. That's the audience want to really read these posts.
Right. So we'll create the Facebook page, and then the link on the Facebook page, because you can have your website that it links to, would just be the blog.
Yeah.
And if it's one blog, we don't need the landing page. It's only if we had 4 different blogs that we would want a separate website landing page.
There. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that sounds doable. Okay. So what's our time frame? I mean, obviously you guys could take a pause or a timeout on posting because there's no need to continue. I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at the blogs and it is sad to see that you've had 0 posts, and that's really sucks, and I'm sorry. We tried. It didn't go like we thought it was going to go, but hey, some of you have amazing posts. They're really good. So what we can do when we get started is to kind of recycle and pull the ones that you've already done and go ahead and start with that because, well, we know not very many people saw it. So it's not going to be a huge repeat for everybody, which is nice. So that might get us into the swing of things of also it will cut down on my time if you guys are taking the post that you did here and then just putting it in the new blog. And I think I can make 5 owners and it'll work just the same. I don't see any reason to not do that, but I may use the one that you're using, Lori, just because it says packed team, so it would be kind of everybody all coherent, and then you can copy and paste and put that blog right into the post right into the new. So we just want to kind of come up with an order. Does that sound good to everybody?
I forgot to unmute myself. Do we know what the themes will be for the next few months for the newsletters, or do we want to still do that?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So if we're trying to reuse some of the blog posts that we did, maybe take a pause on trying to match it for now until we've kind of used up what we have. And then when we're moving forward, we can start to try to match it a little bit more closely. How does that sound to everybody? I'm seeing some nodding and some head. Okay. So Corey has the list for the year, so that's not a problem. Once we need it, we can easily get the theme from her. But for now, if we're just going to try to recycle and reuse some of those and see if we can get some more foot traffic going, we'll just stick to what we've got, and then you don't have to recreate the wheel. Okay. So I will work to get a Facebook page set up. I may ask Corey for help to figure out how to do that as a professional site that's linked to the Deepest Snow one. I will ask her to post the blog links, or the one blog link on pauseapproach.com. We're going to use Lori's blog because it's the most general title-wise. And then...
All right, sorry, Amanda, I'm going to interrupt your flow. Are you going to clear that blog, or people can still see what she's posted in the past?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I may have to create a new one. It's a good question. Probably easier to just start fresh.
Because then you can reuse her stuff as this is new kind of.
Yeah, then all of you are following the same protocol of copy from your blog and paste it onto this one.
Because otherwise all hers is used in there already.
Yeah, fair enough. So what we might want to do is...
You're welcome, Lori.
Yeah, Yeah, that was very kind of you. So
I'm just kidding.
good call. So what we'll do is I will create a new blog that's just general, and it may be very similar to what Lori already has, but it will not be exactly the same. And then I'll hook up with Corey to do Facebook and see how we can link those two. And then she can post that in the journal, in the July journal if possible, probably the August journal by the time we get all this stuff organized. So let's give ourselves let's give me, let's be honest, let's give me 2 weeks to get this set up. And then we can just start the rotation. And we'll just go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then if you guys want to do every other week, rather than posting every other week, you're going on to comment on whoever posted last week or the 2 weeks before. Just to kind of get it moving and get it going a little bit.
So we can do that. We're posting once a month and commenting twice a month. Is that okay?
I think that's fine, more than enough. If you want to do posting once a month, commenting once a month,
Okay.
that should be enough. If all of you are doing it, that it'll keep things kind of moving and won't feel like it's so stagnant.
Yeah.
And if we can then, if I can figure out how to easily help you share it on that Facebook page, whether it's a dummy account or however it is that you can sign in. I know you have to have an email sign in for it, so I may create it using one of our emails, and then you guys can share through that, which then gets out to your whole social media network too, if anybody's gotten onto that Facebook page. So I think that'll work. Anybody see any huge red flags or anything that's not going to function?
So for me, that's not real tech savvy. So we'll be posting on the new blog, and we'll be cutting and pasting like we normally do, right? But it's a different blog. And then we need to also put a link on the Facebook page, right?
I would say when you post a new blog, just that would be the final step, is to then link it through the Facebook so that everybody would know that it's out there. Because that's part of the problem, is the blog page doesn't necessarily, unless they've signed up for that feature, it doesn't let them know when a new post happens.
Okay. And then will Corey maybe walk us through that on how to post to the Facebook?
I would think so.
Okay.
If she does it, then I'll have to know either way. So, yeah. One of us will have to figure it out.
Amanda?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm just thinking, so I'm just going to send this site to you. It's a web page site, but it's pretty, it's super user-friendly. And I'm just thinking, if we all had the login, it actually has a blog option where it's not really a website, it's just a blog. And so on the main page, I think that's, let me just,
yeah, I'm not totally in love with whatever we're using now, blogspot.com. It's just
because these templates are really nice. You can.
That would be nice.
So I fell in love with this and I use it for everything. So
perfect.
Did you got that?
I think Kate can just do the webinar for us, Lori.
It does seem like Kate's going to be able to, so we're good.
Sorry.
Whoever it is, as long as we're all on the same page, I don't care.
I think Kate can knock out the Facebook page really fast.
I love social media.
Yeah, you better watch out, Kate. You're going to get signed up for more than you want to. You've already signed up for more than you want to, huh?
Right. No.
Okay, so are you emailing it to me? Is that what you said?
I just put it in the comments on here. Did that go through? The message?
She put it on the Zoom, Amanda.
Yeah, I don't see any.
On the chat?
Yeah, the chat. No?
I'm not seeing it. Are you guys seeing it?
I see it.
You do? Oh, there it is. Okay.
You do?
Yep. Okay, so I've got it open. I will make sure that I've got it, and I can save the chat, so that's not a problem. So, okay, cool. I will check it out, and I'm sure it will be 100% fine. Like I said, I'm not really tied to what we're doing. I could really care less what we do next. So, sounds like you guys have some really good plans. I'm glad we did this call.
Shall we all pick the weeks that we're going to post?
So,
first, second, third, fourth.
Yeah. So if we give it 2 weeks, that puts us at basically the 15th of July. So then, would we want to think about starting the 22nd of July? That next Friday would be the first post. That would give you a week after the things are all set up, hopefully.
Oh, you're looking from Fridays? Is that what you're looking from, Amanda?
Yeah, because tomorrow's Friday, so I don't want to tie anybody in too tight. So 1 week would be the 8th, and then the next week would be the 15th. So I'll have the blog set up then.
That would be the 4th week in the month. So do we want to just draw names? Who gets what week?
So then you would start posting on the week of we would say it would be up by the 22nd. And we'll just go up by the Friday every time. Obviously, Mondays would be nice, but it really doesn't matter what day it posts. So, Kate, would you want to go first just because you have an understanding of this new blog template a little bit better? Okay. And we'll want to do I'll try to check in with you guys that 15th. If nothing else, do a really quick webinar where we walk through how to use the blog and et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to join the call. I'll record it, and then I can send you the link just like this.
Okay. So are you saying that Kate is doing week
the 22nd?
So I'm saying if we just do she's doing week 2. Which is, you said the 22nd, week 3. So she's week 3.
It's the 3rd week from now. No one's doing week 1 and 2 because I'm just going to take that time to get it all set up.
Right.
Yes.
But she's just going to always do the 3rd week of the month.
Okay. Yes.
That's the way so somebody's just always going to do the 3rd week. So Kate is always doing the 3rd week of the month.
Okay.
Is that how you were trying to say it, Lori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was not getting it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Kate will do the 3rd week, and then who would like to do the 4th week of the month? Liz. Liz will do the 4th week of the month. Okay, and then the 1st week of the month. Who wants it? Who wants it? There's only 2 of you.
All right, I'll do the 1st.
Okay.
Leslie.
And I'll do the 2nd.
Okay. And then we will just rotate, and if there happens to be a 5th week of the month, give me or Corey a heads up. I don't think I'll be able to remember that, especially into August. I'm going to just be real honest. It's getting real close to the due date. So
we could just, if we notice that, we can just email each other and someone just take it, and then we can rotate that out too if we need to.
And you guys have already done a ton, so you're going to be good for a few months.
Yeah.
Here, so. Okay, cool.
And they usually spill over into the other month anyway. So
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. So the 5th week of August is the 1st week of September,
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Well,
all right. So it feels like we have a pretty good sense. Like I said, it'll take me a couple weeks to get things up and running, but as soon as it is, I'll shoot you all the info, and then we'll set up another webinar, which you can either attend or watch the recording, and then ask any questions on the tech side of things. It feels a lot better for everybody. And then come December, we'll be looking for people that you can either pass it off to. And if you're really desperate to pass it off now, that's fine. You just have to search out somebody who's willing to do it. I really don't mind either way. Your recertification is good. You guys did your duty. You don't have to pay for recertification. You do have to do the recertification, but you don't have to pay for it. But, if you are really done and you really don't want to do it anymore, then you just need to let me know and find a replacement, unless it's the year, in which case it'll be my responsibility to find a replacement.
Okay.
Okay? All right.